I've been keeping a secret for over a decade, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. If people knew the truth about me, my life would never be the same. I'm a millionaire, but no one, not my family, not my closest friends, not even my own wife, knows. And trust me, keeping this hidden hasn't been easy. It all started with one decision, one that seemed stupid at the time. I was working a dead end job, barely making enough to cover rent. Every month was a struggle. Every paycheck disappeared before I even saw it. I wasn't broke, but I was definitely nowhere near comfortable. Then, one night, I made a choice that changed everything. I had exactly $312 in my bank account. Not much, but more than usual. I was scrolling through my laptop when I came across something, an investment opportunity. It wasn't a flashy scam, just a tiny, obscure startup. Barely anyone was talking about. I don't even know why I did it, but something about it just felt right. Maybe it was desperation. Maybe it was intuition. But against all logic, I took every last dollar I had and threw it into this company. And then I forgot about it. I mean, I still worked my crappy job, still lived paycheck to paycheck, still stressed over every single bill. And for a while, nothing happened. Months passed, then a year, then two. By the time I remembered that investment, my life hadn't changed, not even a little. So, out of curiosity, I logged into my account, and my heart nearly stopped. My $312 had turned into over $900,000. I stared at the screen, refreshing it over and over, convinced it was some kind of glitch. There was no way this was real, except it was. At that moment, I had a choice: cash out, tell everyone, celebrate, or say nothing. I don't know why, but I kept my mouth shut. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was greed. Maybe it was the fact that, deep down, I didn't trust anyone. Because the second people know you have money, everything changes. So I let it sit. I kept living my normal life. I kept eating cheap takeout, driving my old beater car, going to work like nothing had happened. And then the investment exploded again. By year four, my account balance had climbed to $3.8 million. At this point, I realized I could walk away from my life completely, retire, disappear. But I didn't. Instead, I started testing people. Little things like pretending I needed money, just to see who would offer to help. That's when I learned the truth. People are not who they pretend to be. A coworker who I considered a close friend suddenly stopped talking to me when I joked about needing $20 for gas. My own brother, who I had lent money to more times than I could count, suddenly had nothing to spare. And my girlfriend at the time, the moment she thought I was struggling financially, she started pulling away. That's when I knew, if I ever told anyone, I'd never know who actually cared about me and who just wanted something from me. So I did what I had to do. I got married to a woman who has no idea we live in a house I secretly own. I still drive a normal car. I still shop at discount stores. And every time someone complains about money, I sit there, nodding, pretending I don't have millions, sitting in an account they'll never know about. But the craziest part, I have no idea if I'll ever tell anyone, because once the secret is out, I can never take it back. And yet, despite all of this, there's something I never expected, something I never saw coming. Hiding wealth is easy. Hiding the loneliness that comes with it, not so much. Because here's the thing: when you have money, real money, you start to see the world differently. You stop stressing about rent. You stop worrying about bills. But then you start asking bigger questions. Who actually cares about me? If something happened to me tomorrow, would they even notice? Or would they only care once they found out what I was worth? I started testing people more. I told my best friend I had lost my job. I wanted to see if he'd help. He said he was tight on money, but then went on vacation a week later. I asked my parents for a small loan, just to see what they'd say. My own dad told me, I can't just be handing out money. That's when I started wondering, maybe keeping it a secret wasn't just a choice. Maybe it was a necessity. So I started playing the role. I wore old clothes. I complained about money. I acted just like them, and they believed every word. Meanwhile, I was making silent moves behind the scenes. I started buying properties under different names. I created businesses, but never attached my name to them. I funded charities, but never took credit. And you know what? It felt good. It felt free. Because the second people think you're rich, they treat you differently. They either hate you or they want something from you. There is no in between. But sometimes I wonder, what's the point of having all of this if I can't share it? I could change lives overnight. I could pay off my mom's mortgage. I could send my little cousin to college. I could make sure my best friend never has to struggle again. But I won't. Not yet. Not until I know for sure. Because the second they know, the second they look at me and see dollar signs instead of a person, everything changes. And once that happens, there's no going back. So now I have to ask you, if you were in my position, would you tell anyone? Or would you take this secret to the grave?